Hello, welcome back to my teeny tiny house, where I'm going to go over each and every one of these rooms of my teeny tiny house with you. And today we're going to go over the guest room. Here, this room is pretty simple because it is one of my earlier designs. As you can see, there is a My Little Pony reference right there. We have the main six all together in one space. This room is actually built and was developed over time because I was going for a very simple aesthetic at the beginning, but that changed, and you'll see that later. So a lot of these other pieces were actually added later in the build. All right, so this is the guest bedroom. So obviously there's a bed. This is the 3D printed bed with textiles on top. The pillow was not originally planned. It actually has a 3D sculpted pillow that I did paint. However, I felt like it was lacking, so I added a pillow later that matched the aesthetic. One thing that I have here is I have wainscoting that I actually made myself. So I have like a whiteboard on the bottom, and then I added in my own little pieces of wood to give the impression of wainscoting. I don't ever do this again to this degree, and that's because those boards are surprisingly thick for such a teeny tiny design. So it did actually make the space a little tighter than I'd like. So I don't ever do those again, but I do like the boards like around the center to kind of divide half and half, which does get used throughout my whole piece. And here is the vanity that's in the room. And you can see here there is a beautiful chair. This is actually, I think, the same design of chair, or was with the same print file that I got for the dining room. But I just obviously painted it differently and also added different fabric. It's the same fabric that I used for the bedding. One thing I really like about this is I added some beads right there. That's a little handle. It's actually nail art beads. They're super duper tiny, probably about 1 to 2 millimeters thick. But also there's little seed beads to make it look like there is like perfume or something else like lotion on the vanity. Again, I probably would now fill the space a lot more drastically with a lot more things on it, but I do like the simplicity of this. For the mirror itself is actually aluminum tape that you can get for like piping. I just bought it. I don't love the effect. Originally I was really excited about it, but it is cloudy, and that's unfortunate because it looks a little cheap, but it still gives the impression of the mirror. And here in this corner, you can see a picture of the Elric brothers from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and it's one of my very favorites. I actually made this for another room, but this wasn't able to be put into the room because the room is really small, and I added it here. And here's the lighting. As per most of my rooms, you'll always see some form of lighting. There's only one here. Overall, I think this is a great build. I think it did turn out quite nicely. Would I change things? Probably. But it is one of my earliest pieces, so it kind of set the stage, so I love it.